If you love your sport, maybe it's golf, maybe it's cycling, maybe you signed up for a triathlon, but you're also looking in the mirror thinking, I want to drop some fat. I want to lean up and I actually want to look like I train. Then this episode is for you, because here's the truth. Most people won't tell you. Chasing performance in a sport and chasing fat loss at the same time is possible, but only if you're smart about it. So today, I'm going to share what most people get wrong, how I help clients balance sport with getting leaner, and the 3 things you absolutely need to focus on if you want to succeed at both. So let's start here. When I first left the army, and in fact, for the few years before I left, I leaned heavily on sport, running, cycling. I was even playing a bit of rugby here, great outlets, but I couldn't figure out why I wasn't leaning up how I felt like I should be. And it's the same mistake I see with clients who play golf 3 times a week or hammer triathlon training. They think, well, I'm active, I'm training loads, I'm moving loads, surely the fat will drop off. But sport training is not the same as body transformation training. Golf, for example, great for mobility, power and skill, but it doesn't torch fat. Triathlon, amazing endurance, but it can't actually make you hang on to fat if your nutrition isn't dialed in, because your body becomes really efficient on conserving energy. So your sport training is for performance. Your strength, nutrition and lifestyle work, that's what drives fat loss and aesthetics. So if sport alone won't get you leaner, what's the fix? Well, let's talk about pillar number 2. And this is strength training, and it's your non-negotiables. One of my clients, let's just call him Jack. He was marathon training, but also wanted to lean up and build his upper body. He thought endless miles would get him there. The truth, the spoiler, it didn't. What actually worked was adding some structure, some strength trainings twice a week, nothing crazy, okay, around his, sort of other training schedule. Push, pull legs, progressive overload. And suddenly his physique started changing. His shoulders broadened, his waist tightened in, and his running economy improved because he had more power. And this is where people get it twisted. Strength training doesn't compete with your sport. Done right, it supports it. You hit the ball further in golf. You run more efficiently in your triathlon. You've got more power for cycling up the hills. While all that's happening, your body composition is shifting. So pillar 2, if you want to get leaner while still loving your sport, strength training has to stay in the mix. But here's where most people blow it. They ignore the nutrition. And you can't out-sport your bad diet. I've seen golfers burn 1,000 calories walking 18 holes and then sink 4 pints at hole 19 and a plate of chips after. The net result is 0 progress. Triathletes, exactly the same thing. Train for hours and they convince themselves they've earned 5,000 calories. You can't out-train a bad diet, no matter how much cardio or sport you play. So here's how I coach this. We anchor every meal around protein. Simple enough. We keep carbs in and around training sessions, and that's where you're fueling your performance but not overeating. We don't treat sport as a free pass to binge. Another client of mine, Kimberly, she loves to spin and she loves yoga, but couldn't shift the belly fat because she was basically snacking her way through every single business trip. Once we put a simple nutritional framework in place, nothing extreme, just systems she could repeat, her body fat dropped and her performance actually improved. The bottom line, your sport is the fun bit. Nutrition is the driver of fat loss. Now, let's bring this all together into something that you can actually apply. And this is how to balance sport and leaning up, okay? Here's my simple playbook if you're listening to this and you want both. 2 to 3 strength training sessions a week. Treat these as absolute non-negotiables and part of your wider plan. 1 to 3 sports sessions a week. Play golf, cycle, swim, run, whatever lights you up, whatever you want to do. Have a nutritional framework. Protein at every single meal, carbs around training, and avoid mindless eating after sport. And then recovery. Don't ignore the sleep and the stress. Both will ruin fat loss and performance if they're not dialed in. Just keep it simple. Don't try to be a pro triathlete and a bodybuilder at the same time. Blend the 2. Train smart, eat smart, recover smarter. So here's a quick recap before we close. Sport training alone won't change your body composition. It's performance, not fat loss. Strength training is your non-negotiable if you want to look and feel leaner. Nutrition is the lever that makes or breaks this whole process. And the winning formula is balancing all 3 with recovery layered in. Now, if you're listening to this thinking, that's me, I love my sport, I love cycling, I love golf, I love running, but I'm frustrated with how I look. Here's what I want you to do. Message me. You can comment below. You can message me on LinkedIn. You can message me on Instagram. Tell me what sport you play, and I'll send you a simple framework to balance fat loss with performance in that sport. No nonsense, just practical steps. Because the truth is, you don't have to choose between looking lean and playing the sport that you love. You just need to train smarter. Okay, that's it for today. Remember, sport is the outlet. Strength and nutrition drives everything else, and recovery glues it all together. Play the long game, and you'll look good, you'll perform better, and still love your sport for years to come. Catch you next time.